Today I'm going to tell you how to finesse the record label. My name is Patrick CC. Drink water. I came across this app called Record Deal Simulator. It's a really cool app and it'll help me drive my points, and you could also play around with it if you want. I need to mention that this app only factors in streaming as the way that an artist makes revenue. That is not the only way that an artist can make revenue. However, for today we're just going to act like streaming is the only way that an artist can earn money, which is honestly kind of facts because of COVID. They have the revenue as earning 5/1000ths of a cent per stream. It's probably more like 30. Let's start with the way not to sign. The deal you never sign. The royalty deal. Well, not necessarily a royalty deal, but the royalty deal with a 20-80 split favoring the label. Label gets 80, you get 20. The label will own your music and you have to pay back all of the money that they give you before that you earn any of that money. And when you do pay them back, you only get 20% of the money. Pretty simple, right? So for an advance, let's say you get 100 grand. And for recording, you get 50,000. And for marketing, you get 50,000. Damn, you just made a check. You got 200 grand, you're rich.
Wrong.
First of all, that 100 grand advance is probably more like 68,000. Second of all, you're in debt. Yes, you have to pay every single dollar of that money back to the label. But this deal, 100 advance with the 100,000 budget, is pretty standard for a low-level artist with a little bit of buzz. Labels will sign these all day, baby. You get 100, you get 100, you get 100. Everybody's getting 100 grand. Since you're in debt to the label, you need 334 million streams in order to pay back the label that money that you owe them. And if you didn't know, that's a load of streams, and it's really hard to get that many streams. Now, to be fair, you did sign with a record label and it's their incentive to try to get you to that many streams. However, it's very difficult. Also, at that point, the label has profited $600,000. With 334 million streams, your music has earned $1 million. The label got 800,000 of that, they profited 600,000 of it, and you got 200,000, but you're in debt, so you got nothing. So once you pay back your costs, you're like, all right, whatever, I gotta pay my dues, right? But then after that, let's say you double it, 668 million. You're only getting 20% of your earnings after that. So when you gross 2 million, now you only made another 200 grand, AKA you're But why would somebody sign this deal? You would think with all the knowledge out there, why would anybody sign a deal like this? Well, somebody who needs 100, 200 grand. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are sitting there right now and I'm like, man, I'd really like 100 grand. Even after taxes, even if it was 70. And if you have a big label waving all that money in your face, a lot of people are gonna take it. It's kind of a predatory nature of the big labels kind of, taking advantage of people who are in unfortunate situations. Also, look at it this way. Let's say you do sign this deal and you do get 668 billion streams. You have generated $2 million for the label. If the label signs 20 artists to this same deal and gives them all 200 grand, the same thing that you got, your streams alone just paid for all of those 20 artists. So as long as they have one person boom, all the 19 others, doesn't matter. Also, if you're gonna do 668 million streams, it's very likely that you're just gonna keep doing more and more and more. So if you do 2 billion streams, oh yeah, the label's just gonna keep signing more artists for 200K. Let's see how many more we can get. If 90% of them flop, but one of them bangs, it pays for all the rest of them and then some. Next we have the good deal, or the net profit deal. Now, I'm not sure if the artist owns their music or owns their masters typically for a net profit deal. I don't have expertise on that. I feel like they wouldn't own their music in this case. I mean, labels do their best to try to own an artist's music, but I'm sure it's a case-by-case scenario. Everybody's contract is different. Please remember that. This is not true for literally everybody's contract is different. With the net profit deal, you and the label take all of the gross revenue that you earn and you dedicate it to paying back the label, and then afterwards you split all the profits 50-50. Distribution fees are a thing of the past. Don't let the label do that to you. Distribution fees were very important when people were printing CDs and making tapes and making records and physically pushing them out to stores. But I mean, it's streams, baby. Same exact deal, 100 advance, 100K budget. With this deal, in order to recoup all of your costs and to start profiting, you only need 66 million streams. That's 330 million less streams that you'll need in order to pay back the label. And at this point, you have generated $200,000 with your music, and neither you or the label has made money. That's what we like. hey label, if you're gonna invest in me, you're taking the L with me, or you're making the big gains with me. That's how we work. It's a partnership. I mean, if you want that. So let's see what you would earn if you got 334 million streams, 400,000, and the label would get 400,000. And if you sign the first deal, you would get nada. This deal is actually very good. Like I said, it's a partnership between you and the label. I think that's really beneficial. They still have a huge incentive to push you, and you can still get all of the resources that the labels provide, the best studios, the best writers, engineers, videographers, all of that. And you could still make a really good amount of money. Now let's talk about the best deal, the distribution deal. Now, not all distribution deals are the same, and I've heard a couple of horror stories about distribution deals or people that didn't really like it, but generally speaking, this is the best way to go. So with a distribution deal, the artist typically will own their music, which is good. You want ownership. And the revenue split is 70%, 30% in favor of you, the artist. By the way, I didn't mention this, but none of these percent splits are fixed. It's just kind of like an industry standard. It could be 60-40, it could be 75-25, whatever. Like I said, every deal is different. So with this one, you still have to pay back the money. Your 200K. Distro deal is very similar to the net profit deal. Like I said, I'm not sure if you own your music with the net profit deal, but you do with distro deal. I think that might be the big difference. Also, you get a bigger percentage. Anyways, let's say same thing, 100 advance, 200 budget. All of the money is gonna go to recoupment. So same thing, you need 66 million streams to break even, but after that you're getting 70% of the revenue and the label's only getting 30%. So at 334 million, you made 561,000, label made 240,000. So as you can see, for many reasons, this is easily the best way to sign. Now you may be thinking, why doesn't everybody sign deals like this? Well, obviously labels don't want to sign these deals typically. If I'm not mistaken, Empire is big on distribution deals. But the reason why labels shy away from this is because they have a smaller percentage. Look, labels are in the business of making money. Yes, they probably care about your heart, but they need to make money. So taking 30% of somebody's revenue is obviously way less than taking 80% of somebody's revenue. With these deals, the label might not have much of an incentive to help you with marketing and promotion and doing this and that because they don't have that big of a percentage. Because as we showed before, if they own 80% of an artist's revenue and they push that artist to get billions of streams, that's going to be way more profitable for them than getting 30% of your whatever. Now, if you're doing billions of streams, they're going to help you. But you see what I mean? I didn't even mention this. The independent bag, so sweet. You get 334 million streams independently. Oh, that's $1 million in your pocket. But now the real thing y'all want to know, how do you finesse the record label? Well, finesse might have been a bit of an overstatement.
Stop the cap.
You just really need to have more leverage. The more you have to offer, the more you come into that meeting with, the more you'll be able to negotiate the terms that you want. Learn how to make your own beats or link with a producer that you really trust and you guys have really good chemistry together. Good example of that happening right now in the underground is Big Baby Gucci and Fish. I don't know much about their deals or whatever, but I know BBG is independent and he works with Fish and they have really good chemistry. They make really good music together and he doesn't have to worry about trying to find other producers or make the beats himself because he has basically like a partner, like a friend, a collaborator. Purchase your own high quality equipment to make your music. Not all at once, over time, and learn how to use it. Link up with a local videographer and hustle together. Have your friend buy a camera and tell them to figure out how to use it so you can put out content. You don't have to worry about paying hundreds or thousands of dollars for other people to do it for you. Make your own album artwork or just purchase it for very cheap on Fiverr. You can get a lot of stuff done on Fiverr for cheap. The biggest thing is building up your network. Your network and how you can work well with other people will help you gain leverage and get further in your music career without having to get severely in debt or sign to a label, which is just getting more debt. I just want to stress this one more time. Your network is really key, but don't just try to be that guy that's always trying to get something out of people. Figure out a way that you can do something for those people as well. Use the barter system, trade services, trade things. I mean, that's probably not that sustainable, but see how you can work with people without giving money up front while you're small, and just build relationships with people. Create together, build together, make art, make friends, and do this all together with all a common goal, but each able to achieve individual goals. And budget your money. Please budget your money properly. Just remember, you are a business. And I know that you probably don't think of yourself that way, but if you're an artist, you're also a business. So anytime that you spend money that is not helping your business, you're wasting it. And I get it, we all need personal things, we need things that make us happy, we need food, obviously, all that. I get it. But for the most part, all of your extra income, if you spend it on stuff that doesn't help your career, you're kind of wasting money and you're performing bad business. So as you build up leverage and you get to the point where you can sign a distribution deal, take a smaller advance. If they offer you 100, 200, 300K or whatever, and you say, I'll take 50, they'll say, okay. Nobody's ever gonna be like, oh no, we want you to take more of our money, so take less. And you can use that little bag, use your network, and get stuff done for cheaper. Because remember, that's all debt. You got to pay that back. And then use that 30% that the label's taking as like your industry connections fee. Having the backing of a label is very valuable and eventually will be very important at some point in an artist's career. They will connect you with producers and get you into events that normal people couldn't get into, or link you up studios, get you features, whatever you need. Labels can make all of that happen, and there is a lot of value that comes with a label. So I don't want you to think I'm very like anti-label, but I just want to make sure that you're smart while going into it. And after all this, you might be thinking, Patrick, 66 million streams to break even? I can't even do 20 million. I can't even do 1 million. I can't even recoup a $20,000 advance. I can't pay that back. My streams wouldn't even make $20,000, $10,000, even $5,000. Well, then for you, don't sign. You're not ready to sign yet. If you're confident that your music will be able to do these tens of millions or hundreds of millions of streams in order to pay back that money, then you're in a position where you might want to sign. But if you're not, you're gonna be in debt. That's it. You're just taking out a loan. So don't do that. So if you got a hot little song that's got 500,000 views, or you got a couple of million views on SoundCloud or whatever, and these A&Rs are hitting you up, yo, oh my God, you're next up, blah, blah, blah. Don't let them convince you shit. That's their job. Their job is to put you in debt because they make money off that. No disrespect to my A&R friends. It is what it is. You guys got a job too. Artists will come to me that have 200,000 streams and they'll be like, yo, this A&R hit me up. You know, they want to sign me. They want to fly me out to LA. They want to do this. And I'm like, you don't even know what you want with your music career. Like, you're getting sold on the dream. This stuff takes time. It takes a long time to build. Be dedicated to it. Make smart decisions. Treat yourself like a business. Build up your network. Build up your leverage. When you start getting millions of streams and you're really talking to record labels, you'll know your value because you worked really hard for it. And until then, stay independent, because that independent bag, you don't want to give that one up. 100% ownership, that's real sweet. Anyways, hope this helped you, and don't use me as your only point of reference, whatever. Seek legal counsel if you're really thinking about any of this, but whatever. You guys know that. My name is Patrick CC. Drink water.